أما الكلمة الآن للسيد بيير كورسيني مدير عام شركة الإخرافي للحاسبات GBM، فليتفضل.
I'm probably the first one that has to speak in a different language. I'm very sorry for this because I can't speak your language, but I hope I can make myself clear. Your Excellencies Sheikh Mohammed Abdullah Al Mubarak Al Sabah, Mr. Abdul Latif Suraya Al Suraya, Mr. Youssef Khaled Al Marzouk, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm very honored to represent the Khurafi Business Machine, which is the company that in 20 years has been representing the IBM Corporation here in Kuwait. And I'm an IBMer, and actually, of my 33 years in IBM, I've spent 20 of those 33 dealing with the business with government. I started in my country, in Italy, and then I moved in a position in EMEA, this region that is Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And I remember was the 2003 coming to this region, actually was Riyadh in Saudi, for probably was one of the first e-government events in those regions. So I'm very, if you like, I have the history of what happened with when IBM first came with this idea that was crazy in those days, that was called e-business. You can make business through the internet. Now it sounds very, very easy and normal, but in those days was a little bit advanced. And what happened is the government understood that they could use this technology to reshape the way they were doing services to their citizens. That's where e-government started. And it's a journey, which if I can have the chart, I've brought one chart to explain. It's a journey that started with a so-called online government, where people were getting information from the government. And then it started the unthinkable, the transaction. A government transaction could be done electronically. Again, sounds trivial today where many of these services are available, but in those days were very, very innovative. And then comes to the integrated government. And I could not agree more with you, Sheikh Mohammed, with the interview you gave a few days ago, on the 4th of November, I guess, on the Arab Times, when you said now is the time that we should put standard, which in our language is processing, common processes, because while every ministry has to carry his own task, in the meantime, the information has to flow seamless in the different government ministries. So the integrated government that you see there is exactly where all the government are trying to focus today. So, that's what I understand is also your vision. But now, IBM has also depicted, if you like, portray a next phase, and was touched by the previous speaker. We are in the edge of something that will again revolutionize the way we live. It's the same story that happened with the internet. Now it's called Internet of Things, okay? They are talking that by the next year, 2015, 1 trillion of things will be connected to the internet. And in the year to come, there will be several trillion. So we will have all our equipment in the house, all the things that will be connected to the internet. In addition, people are in the internet, the social media, that's where the new generation is. These are, I call it the modern D1 years, because that's where people talk and so on. And then the big data, these technologies that allows you to extract knowledge out of this huge amount of data. Now, all these three things will make the government, it's called here extended, because it has to be the one that coordinates the different systems, the economic system, the utility system. And also has to be collaborative. IBM call it smarter. I call it predictive. So the government can predict the things that will happen. Let me give you an example very, very meaningful. the weather forecasting. I mean, we are all been through the usual story. The weather is unpredictable. That's what, since the human being was in the earth, always we said that the weather is unpredictable. Actually, it's not true. The weather is predictable because it's governed by physical law. The fact that it is unpredictable is because it's complicated. You know, we don't know how to do it. And actually, today, thanks to the information technology, you know, the weather forecasting is becoming pretty accurate. In 5 years from now, maybe 10, there will be 98–99% of the weather forecasting will be correct. So the weather is unpredictable, will not be there anymore. The same way we can predict the traffic that will happen, because if we know the status and we can analyze all this data, we can predict. We can predict of threat, of security issue that comes in a country. We can also understand what happens if some economic variable change. For instance, we are talking now about the oil price that is falling down. Now, what are the consequences in economic terms? What are the consequences of the demography of a place? All these things can be predicted by the government, a government that is collaborative. So that is the next, if you like, stage of this incredible e-government journey. Now, IBM has been always, you know, side by side to several governments, including the one here in Kuwait, you know, in accompanying the government in these changes, because, you know, this is complex things and that they need, you know, top professional to do that. And IBM will continue to do this job. Now, we also in Corafi Business Machine have made a study on the current Kuwait government, and we came out with 3 points that I like, you know, to briefly share with you. One is that you know, the government of Kuwait needs to modernize the current so-called legacy application, which is the core of the application that makes the government running. Now, this application can be brought into the internet, and many ministries are already undertaking this task. The second thing that we realize is again the integration, the one that we were mentioned today. We need to have standard processes in order for the information can flow, and we realize the so-called one-stop shopping is the information that flows, not the people that has to go to different ministry offices. And the third one is really to use all these data that are available, and they will increasingly, the world will be digitized, you know, to use it to be more predictive, to be more, you know, anticipating things to happen. And, you know, IBM is doing some very new project, because this is really the edge, that, you know, where, you know, government can learn, you know, on how to do these very important things. Now, let me finish saying that the e-government is not just to make a government effective. You know, everybody is saying we are on the edge of the knowledge society. You know, what will determine the wealth, the prosperity of a country is the knowledge. I can call it the cognitive era. Now, the knowledge worker, to attract these people and to retain the local knowledge worker, you need to have an effective government that really master all these different systems, from healthcare to public safety, from education, you know, to transport to utilities. And that is why this event is not only about making the government efficient, but it is much more. It's how to make this country prosper also in the future. Thanks very much.